This video is brought to you by Self-Shock.
This is gonna be the start of something huge.
With the new Harley Quinn animated series, it really feels more of like a satirical version of a traditional DC cartoon. Most of them are a lot more serious and deal with more serious subject matter. They can be darker, but not darker in a comedic sense.
Let's see whose name is being out on!
That doesn't work Wednesday.
Oh, they must have changed the schedule.
With this series, the overall feel that I get from it is if Team 4-Star dubbed over a traditional Batman animated episode, but all of the random bullcrap and nonsense jokes that they make actually applied to the story.
The only reason you're getting this and I'm not is you got a bunch of goons that do whatever you say.
That's not true. Goons, throw Harley out. Whatever you say, boss.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people initially thought it was just going to be another one of those, oh wow, they're throwing in cursing and adult jokes to make it relatable, but it never felt like that at all.
Ive, you came to save me!
Look, I always do. My entire existence seems to be spent cleaning up your fucking messes. Is that gonna be bleeped?
It never felt forced. It always felt very natural. It just felt like this is how this world works. The show is what it is, and it's really just a fun time. So
I feel like Harley Quinn portrays villains very well. It really shows you how evil these guys really are. Like in other iterations of shows, it might show a bad guy doing one big plot, you know, not causing as much death and destruction and stuff like that. But this one, it shows, you know, these people, they're just murdering people, you know, doing bad stuff. And I feel like that is a very accurate portrayal of their characters.
Bring it, bitch!
So this series takes Harley Quinn and makes her very different from how she normally is. A lot of the time you see her as very dependent and follows around the Joker and lets him do pretty much whatever to her. With this, it's a lot more of she's deciding her own path and becoming her own person, which is awesome. I feel like every character should have a story like this. And Harley Quinn has been one of those characters that's been like fan serviced so much you don't really care about her character no matter what iteration. You even have all those random fans and stuff that are like,
oh, I want a relationship like Mr. J and Harley Quinn.
No, you don't. Why would you want that?
So with her striking out on her own and she just doesn't just get away from him. She hits the ground running. She's like, not only am I not going to be with him anymore, but I'm going to be my own villain. I'm going to get my own crew. I'm going to be just as big as him. And she's even set her sights on joining the Legion of Doom. The way they portrayed her, that she was able to get away is one thing, but they didn't shy away from showing that she was susceptible to falling right back in at any moment. And Joker knows this. His goal is to make her come back to him to prove that she isn't as strong as she thought she was.
Another thing that I like about this show is that it portrays Damian Wayne as what he is. A kid. He wants his own nemesis. He wants to be Gotham's sweetheart. And in all honesty, this variation of Damian Wayne is a breath of fresh air compared to the other iterations we've had of him over the years.
Yeah, I'm a little sweet potato pie.
Okay, so one of my favorite characters in the show is Commissioner Gordon. Normally, you see Gordon as this hero cop that always does the right thing and makes sacrifices. In multiple iterations, he's lost his wife and his children. Well, in this iteration, he legitimately feels like how someone that is legitimately stressed out by their high-stakes job.
I'm gonna fuck you to death with bullets.
Another thing that we learn about Harley herself is that when writing for her, the producers actually met with Margot Robbie herself and got to know her version of Harley really well so that they could write their version very different.
The way they portray these characters is like if they were really in the real world.
I actually identify as an eco-terrorist.
Poison Ivy, you know, just trying to save the environment, just doing whatever it takes to do that, which isn't inherently evil.
You don't have to rinse out your cans and bottles before putting them in the recycling bin, okay?
But yeah, her relationship with Harley was, I just loved how supportive it was. Like it was kind of reluctant at the start, of course, but you know, they really just got into this whole sisterhood type of thing.
Oh, you think? I didn't go too big, or?
No way, you're pulling it off. I mean, honestly, you could have gone bigger.
Really?
So, one thing I love about this show, they focus a lot on lesser known and not very popular characters, and I think that's awesome because you get some really weird ones out there. Something like Clayface.
Then you must also require the services of
Not again.
an actor.
You're damn right I do.
In the original iterations and most iterations, Clayface is an actor that ends up being in an accident. This makes him very mad and angry at life. He's normally portrayed as a very conniving, evil, angry man. But this version of Clayface truly is an actor. This man does not look down on his life in any way. It's very different for most of his comic and previous animated iterations, and I love it. He's goofy, he's giant, he's indestructible.
I am slain.
Clayface, no!
And sing!
They even have a full episode where his arm gets cut off and becomes sentient.
Daryl, if you ever bring me inferior toilet wine again, I'll be forced to shank you in the showers, and you know I don't want to do that.
King Shark is also a lesser known villain that has been brought into the limelight with the Harley Quinn TV show. With this version of King Shark, he is more of a tech savvy, dressed well, and he only has brief outbursts of violence.
Now fellas, look, I know it's just in fun, but what the fuck did I tell you about that word?
You know, he still eats people, of course, but he's a lot less violent than his Arrowverse counterpart or his comic versions of King Shark. You know, he's just another man, but a shark. You know?
One thing I will say though, and this has nothing to do with Harley Quinn, but I would have preferred this version of King Shark to have been the one in The Flash.
See, I don't think this version of King Shark would have worked well in the CW Arrowverse.
King Shark, I will kill each and every one of you!
Oh man, yeah, Dr. Psycho, man, the introduction of that character and him throughout the series was really a treat. Just his sour, his sour attitude, and it just never goes away. He's just an asshole, and it's like you think, oh, they caught him at a bad moment. No, he's just like that. Like he meant it that time, and he would say it again.
I made your life a living hell because I care about you. Supervillains don't come from happy homes. If I didn't think you could become the worst person in the world, I wouldn't have tried so hard to make your life awful.
He was basically at the top. Like he was a well-known villain. He fought Wonder Woman. That was his foe. And messing up, having bad PR, which is the thing in this universe, caused him to be kicked out of the Legion of Doom, and he ended up with Harley.
We cannot condone Dr. Psycho's use of the C word, as it does not represent our brand of evil. We hereby banish him from the Legion of Doom.
Just something to speak on in the show, the character design and the art style is really nice. They really knocked out the park with that one. It's perfect.
It almost has the early 2000s Teen Titans feel to it.
Yeah, it reminds me of something you'd see on Adult Swim later at night.
Exactly. If they didn't have it for the streaming service exclusively.
Yeah, we do think that would be holding back this show from its true glory is that it is an exclusive only available on DCUniverse.com. I do recommend you guys go get a subscription. They have a lot of other great shows such as Titans, Swamp Thing, Doom Patrol, and Harley Quinn. So, go give it a try, but it is probably hurting the show's performance.
I'm not paying $7.99 a month to see shit like this!
But I am very excited that there is going to be a season 2, so there is good reception.
The Joker in this iteration, I have to say, and I know he's done horrible things in the comics, the cartoons, everything, but this iteration out of all of them is probably the biggest asshole in the world. He's a total dick. But that works so well with this show, because in a show full of villains, he feels like the worst of them.
So he's just basically killing other villains with ease. Like when he killed in the final episode, I did not see that coming there. So like he's no hold bars. We get to see so much more of his actual character though, and like how he operates in the life.
He doesn't have any character growth. If anything, he has more character regression due to the fact he no longer has Harley as an outlet for all of the bad shit that he does.
People are saying that Harley dumped me? Please! You know what? I don't even care. I wish her well.
What I will say about these characters is that they all feel like their own versions. Like, these could very easily be, you know, something to say that's a classic. It has the foundations to be something like really good, like the norm for a show and not just a passing phase.
I declare you and your allies. You want to say it since it's your thing?
Thanks, Diana. To the Phantom Zone!
And it goes to show just how far this character Harley Quinn has come from her debut being on Batman the Animated Series.
And I think I remember reading saying that Harley Quinn was never really supposed to blow up like this. Like, she was supposed to be just on Batman the Animated Series and that was it for her. But because of how her popularity grew from the show, they decided to introduce her to other iterations of comics, shows, and whatnot.
What? What's going on? I'm trying to watch a video about my crew. They haven't even talked about me yet. Come on, you stupid box. You cost me more than my last 3 cybernetic enhancements. Big guy, get over here.
Howdy.
What the hell is this?
Looks like you left your PC unprotected and got hacked. You know, if you had a VPN like Surfshark, it encrypts all internet traffic sent to and from your devices and ensures that your IP address remains hidden to make sure nobody can see what you do online. In addition, they block ads, trackers, malware, and phishing attempts. And unlike other VPN services, you can use it on as many devices as you like simultaneously. Well, how about that?
Well, why the hell should I care about any of that crap?
Well, it doesn't just protect your computer. Surfshark allows you to access data like movies and TV shows on your favorite streaming services, even if they're blocked in your area.
Movies on the computer? Isn't that how Gotham PD was able to track your location last time? You might as well put a big bat sign on your house that says, "Hey Batman, come get us, we're right here."
Way ahead of you. Surfshark blocks targeted ads so you can enjoy your content knowing all your info is protected.
Well, what are you waiting for? Pop the disc in and get that software thingy a-rolling, baby!
Wow, you really are old, huh? You have to use the link in the description below along with the special promo code InkTank for 83% off and 1 extra month free.
What is this, an ad? Damn it, you're gonna make us lose half the viewers, you fish-faced fuck! Get back to the video!
The story ends with all of Gotham destroyed, Batman missing, Joker presumably dead until we see a hand jumping out of the rubble, laughing and such. Which, first off, he said the acid was gonna wipe away all the craziness in Harley. So, to go along with that, an idea that I had, only because in that final scene, or in one of the final scenes, we see Batman get hit by the thing and fall down underneath catwalk and everything. My thought is that he fell into the vat, and that next season we may get at least some iteration of the Bat Who Laughs. Another theory is that if you notice in the end, whenever the Joker's hand shoots up out of the rubble, it turns from white to regular Caucasian skin, and his laugh becomes a lot more normal and exhausted. So maybe the thing that he was trying to do to Harley, he ended up doing to himself. I think he might be trying to win Harley back over as this new guy, not the Joker, but the reformed normal Joker, or whatever we would call him. I'll call him Joe.
I just love the potential for this show because I feel like they can just have any character show up and it's just gonna be great. Like, they'll make that character good, or it'll just be a good character and they'll have a lot to work with anyways.
Like you said, to expand on the universe, like, I feel like a Suicide Squad with this same animation, with this same style, it would be perfect for this. In Suicide Squad, that's the whole thing. They are expendable. So you never have the same group. And like the next episode, like say in the end of an episode, boom, one of the person get their heads blown off, or when they're in the mission, they die. Sure, whatever. In the next episode, somebody new come in. Now, you know Amanda Waller's not sitting down being quiet about all of what's happening in Gotham. Like, she's definitely up to something. I think we're going to see her in season 2.
Yeah, you're right. I feel like, because, you know, they did not include Suicide Squad in the first season because at the time when production first began on this was 4 years ago. And this was when the Suicide Squad was actually coming out. So they were like, yeah, it might be a little bit too much, yada, yada, yada. So they didn't do it. I could see a season centered around all this chaos in Gotham, and then maybe Amanda Waller seeing what happens to Justice League, and she's like, now I can do whatever I want. So she starts sending out the Suicide Squad to do missions.
I would love to see a hero's perspective as well in this same kind of type of universe, the feel that it gives off, but say something kind of like, we hear Damian talk about the Teen Titans, and Damian is kind of an asshole, so it'd be kind of funny to see a series of Teen Titans from Damian's perspective. See them as real asshole teenagers. That would be hilarious.
You know, all these ideas are really cool. We want to see all these characters, but this is still the Harley Quinn show. So we can only really hope to see characters that are kind of more leaning on the villain side. So I'm thinking like Birds of Prey, right? What was that? Black Canary, characters like Huntress. More of those show up. There are some anti-heroes. There are a lot more anti-heroes in DC that I like than the ones that are in Marvel. Like Etrigan.
Gone, the fourth man lies the demon Etrigan.
Ooh, I would love to see Etrigan.
Thank you for watching our video. If you'd like to support the Ink Tank, please consider donating to their Patreon and join the Discord to talk to their own evil crew. You can also check out their comic series on their new website, inktank.co. Now I must go rehearse for Harley and I's new heist. This time I get to play a Shaolin monk.